If you're still using the VidIQ or TubeBuddy method to find your keywords and to start a niche for your type beat channel, you're absolutely cooked. This is an outdated strategy used to work a couple of years ago. Now it's not working anymore. And in this video, I'll guide you A to Z to how to actually find a viral niche that can actually make you money and start a successful type beat channel. And it is the same method that I use to find my niche and grow a channel to over 100k subs, over 100k dollars in profit, and 47 million views. I blew up a shit ton of other channels with this method, and none of my students from Six Fig Academy are using those outdated strategies that everybody tells you, out there, because this is the most important starting point. If you get these wrong, bro, nothing is gonna work. You could be uploading 100 beats, 200 beats, be consistent every day and follow all of the advice that's out there online, bro. If your niche sucks and you find it through outdated strategies, you're cooked. Now, there are three most important steps that we need to cover in this video, and especially the last one is the most important one. So if you get that wrong, again, nothing else is gonna work. So make sure you pay attention, you get some notes, because this might be the most valuable in-depth video that you're gonna see literally out there online. I'm honestly fed up with all the bullshit that is being said out there. So I'm really just trying to be straight up honest and show you a method that actually works and what I'm using every day to pull up good numbers for my channel. Now, let's start off by first talking about you and what you like to make. Obviously, there's a shit ton of niches out there. That you could be doing hood beats, R&B, whatever you like doing. That's the most important part, because you first gotta know what you're good at. Remember, we're selling beats, so we're selling a product. If our product is not good, nothing is gonna work by principle. So you first gotta figure out what you think you can sustain for a long period of time. Remember, type beat channels are a long-term thing. You can't just start a type beat channel, and start making 10k a month in 30 days. That's not possible. It took me 3 years, as you see, like all of my journeys documented here. So it literally took me time to build it in a way where it's actually very sustainable and profitable. And this would have happened if I would have just, be burnt out from making beats that I don't like doing. This is a mistake I see really like too many producers doing, and is that they think that if a niche is working, then they might see views right away, but then they might start liking the beats that they make. But first of all, they're not even good at it, and second, they get burnt out very quickly. First, because you might not see results right away, and also because you don't like making those beats by the beginning. So first of all, I'd say find a niche that you actually like doing. I can show you all of the beats that I uploaded here, bro. It's always the same title and same strategy. So these beats are very similar one to each other. Obviously, they're not the same. I'm switching something from them, but the key point that you need to figure out is that you gotta sustain it in a very long, you gotta think about it in a very long-term way. Now, once you get this right, you can then move on to the next steps. As you can see right here, I chose my sound and I've been consistent with it for 3 years, and now I literally developed a brand with this sound, and this is why I'm so easily recognizable and why artists love my beats and people keep purchasing them, is because you build a brand around what you like doing. Imagine if one day from another I started uploading some type of other beats like R&B or Drake type beats. Nothing makes sense, right? So finding a niche literally starts by knowing where you want to go, like what direction you want your channel to go. Okay, once we get this right, we can actually go to step 2. Actually, let's get this right here. So step 1 is finding what you're good at. I'ma literally just put the most important words here. I'm not very good at writing in a computer, but now let's go to step 2. This is, bro, it's literally the core of like all the process. So pay close attention to this step, bro. If you get this wrong, you might lose on a lot of successful niches. And right here, we're actually going into the first method of finding a niche. I'll show you different methods to find one. This is the current one that I'm using, and I think it's probably the best working one. Okay, what you want to do, right here, you're on YouTube, right? YouTube is literally where artists go to buy beats. I think this is obvious. So what producers get wrong is they tend to look up a keyword, on YouTube. Like here, I literally search future type beat. They might be, okay, yeah, I like making future beats. So let's just look future type beats, see what's going on here, and try to replicate what these guys are doing. What happens with this is, most of the cases, producers dominating the YouTube searches are either buying views or are already very established channels, which is very hard to take inspiration from to build your own channel, because that is not gonna work. In fact, if I open all these channels that are popping up here, they're probably like, I don't want to shit on the producers, but I'm just being straight up honest, bro. These guys are buying views, so if you want to do that organically, is not the way to go. These channels are not a good example to start from if you want to do what you want to do. So the way I do it, and it's a new method that I really like using right now, is you want to create a burner account. This method is goated, bro. Right here, I have a channel that I open literally just to consume type beat content. So let me break this down very slowly. What you want to do is you create a new channel, completely new, and you don't want to look at other type of content if not type beats. Everything gotta be relying on type beats. So you wanna, if you see a type beat in your homepage, you click into that and you start watching the video. You can literally look up any keyword that you like now there's a Lil Tony beat that popped up, so you can literally look Lil Tony type beat, and what you wanna do is scroll down and start listening to these beats. Literally, like, you literally just go here and watch them as they were an actual YouTube video. Might not be the most entertaining thing that you can do in a day, but it's really worth it, like, in the long run, for what you want to build up to. So you go here, just let the video scroll. You can maybe interact with it, like you can drop a couple comments. We're doing all of this just to let YouTube know, okay, I like this type of content, so suggest me more of that. Bro, this method is goated. I swear, like, so many producers are sleeping on this. I repeat, like, they're still doing the outdated strategies. This is literally the way to go right now, bro. Because the genius thing about this, bro, you're watching type B content, and artists do the same thing. So you're putting yourself in an artist's shoes, and by doing that, you exactly know what YouTube is recommending to these artists. Because if you think about it, right, an artist that looks up type beat on YouTube is very likely to have some type beats in his homepage. And the beats that get recommended in the homepage are not definitely the beats that are buying views, because those get recommended in the YouTube search. They are actually channels that are trending right now, and not a couple of years ago, not, some old ass beats. It's actually what is working right now. Look at this, bro. 13 days ago, 20,000 views. Like, this is a very good beat that is popping up now. And this channel is probably not buying views, because I'm gonna get in a second how to spot channels that are organic or not. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. It's not what I focus right now, but you get the point. You basically get suggested the best videos, the best type beats that are working right now. Again, here, 4 months ago, 300,000 views. This is a very good beat. Right now, my algorithm is not like too good, because I haven't watched too many beats, but you get the point, right? Probably also could be a good niche. This producer is just starting out. So you see also new producers get recommended to you. It's literally a good way to find new niches as well. Um, so with this being said, let's start consuming some type beat content. So for example, I see this beat. It's also doing particularly good, 42 views per hours. You can actually download vidIQ to do these things, not to look keywords. It's very useful because you can also look at the channel stats and see how many views they're getting. This guy's getting 300,000 views per month, which is pretty good. So once again, we can click on this video. I will just let the video play because that's still good for, nurturing, again, our algorithm and make more beats pop up in the homepage whenever you want. Bro, I should buy premium. I knew that. Okay. So right now, what we want to do for the process is you open a beat, right? You listen to it. What you want to do, and this is goated, you go on the suggested videos, and once again, here, bro, look how many type beats there are, bro. This is literally the golden mine for us. By doing this, for my students, I found like 5 niches in 5 minutes, bro. So you can tell how good this process is. If I would have just known by, oh yeah, I want to do this artist, so let me look on the YouTube search, it would have took me like 1 hour just to find a good one. Because then you obviously have to trash all the bad channels and stuff. So this is literally our gold mine. What we want to do now is open all of the channels that seem to have good views in a recent period of time. So we can open one day ago 100k views is probably bot views, but we can still open that 40 hours ago. Look how good this is. We have a splurge type build that is doing particularly good there. This seems like an interesting niche. This seems like a good one. This guy seems like a good one. You see how many channels I'm finding, bro. This is a good one. So right here, just from, oh, also this one is good. So right here, just from 1 minute of me looking through suggested videos, I already found all of these channels. And it's crazy, bro. Now that I have my channels open and I know what I want to look at, they're probably related to the niche that we're doing. They might not be the same because obviously, Lil Tony beats. I found this beat right here, but if the niche is not working, there's no even point in trying to do that, even if you like doing so. But these niches may be similar. So It's something that you can still do and that is still good for the algorithm because they're trending again. I found them through the suggested videos. Right now, we're going to step 3 and we're using one of the methods to find a niche. There we're gonna go over the other ones. But right now, we're heading to step 3, which is the last part of the process. And again, this is probably also one of the most important parts, and it's actually analyzing the channels. So, just to recap, you find something that you're very good at, then you find related niches to that, and you start analyzing the channels that you open through the suggested videos method. So let's take a quick look of everything we opened up. We got a trap type beat, freestyle. Okay, this beat is very generic, but we can start opening all of the channels that we see from these beats. So we have this one. We got a Playboy Max sample type beat. Let's open this channel up. We got a splurge type beat. We can open that up. We got a Prada Back Shorty slime, bro. This is so niche, but we can still open this. Got a VZX Lucky type beat. Let's also open this one. Lil Double O beat. Let's open this one. We have a couple of channels, and right now we gotta put all of our attention into studying as best as we can what they're doing and trying to figure out what is the best channel that we can take inspiration from and maybe also take the niche from. Here is when it actually comes to understanding when a channel is buying views or not. Now, the way I do it, and it's very simple, literally, there are two cases. One, where you buy views is a different strategies. I don't teach that because I don't really think it's particularly good. I don't shit on other producers. Everyone can do whatever they want, but organically is the way, bro. Like now the difference between two type of channels like this is bot views. Sometimes they have only like a beat uploaded every 7 days. And those beats always get extremely good views, which that should be your first red flag. Cause that, bro, I'm telling you, from someone who has been doing type beats for almost 4 years now, that is not possible. Like you gotta be consistent and upload a lot to get those kind of views. So this channel, the reason I said it was sus is because a beat uploaded every 4 days and these beats are getting views out of like mine. This is definitely not organic. So what I was saying, yeah, they're uploading every like 7 days, 4 days. They have usually like a long distance between one upload and the other. And again, high views that are too good to be true and to be organic. So this should be your red flag. Most of the cases they also have like only 100 beats uploaded and already a lot of subscribers. That's also not possible. So this is about channels and we do not want to look at those. These are not a good example if we want to do that organically because they use outdated strategies to get views. So, for example, the future type B niche is where most people are buying views and you see the classic capital letters titles with like future pictures in black and white, and then you click on them and it's the visualizers, bro. I swear, like it's almost a meme at this point, but it's literally what these channels are doing. And again, that's not gonna work if you do that because it's such an outdated method that if you do not buy views, it's not gonna work. So with that being clear, we want to look at the organic channels. How do you recognize an organic channel? Most of the cases they're uploading every day or like one beat every 2 days, 3 days max. They have strategies that is very unique. As again, they're not doing the future type beats with capital letters, title, and visualizers in black and white. And yeah, I mean, in a way, they're just consistent and they're getting realistic views every single day, even on their recent uploads. So, for example, this channel, I can tell straight away this is an organic one. Let's look at the views he's getting. 1 million views monthly. This channel is making more money than the ones that is buying views but got 2.7 million views. Trust me, this is a very good niche. 1 million views monthly is like $4,000, I think. So what you want to do now is start analyzing the strategies. As I said, bro, we do not want to copy these dudes. So by the way, everything I'm saying is not to copy them, but to actually see what they're doing and see what is working for them. And then you can take inspiration from that and apply some things that may be similar to your own channel. Now, I'll guide you step by step on how I go along this process so that it's as clear as possible for you. And it's very simple, so nothing is crazy. First of all, obviously, let's look at what type of beats he's doing. Playboy Max sample type beat. This makes sense because, Playboy Max, I think he's trending right now. He's like going very viral on TikTok. I'm not too much into this niche, but, I've heard of him. And he's probably organic. He's uploading every day and the views are pretty good. 14 hours ago, 1.5k views. So, we can keep doing this process and kind of take a general look at the channel, right? There are three things that you should be very careful of. First of all, if the niche that he's targeting, so if the most viewed beat on his channel has a high amount of views, in this case, it's only almost 200,000 views. So, it's not too bad, but it's not really the best thing that we could look for. This other beat got 175K views in 2 months. So this is, it's kind of, the same range. And this is the first thing. Second thing, we want to look at the monthly views, and you will need vidIQ for that. So actually, go ahead and download the extension if you haven't already, because this helps you for this. Again, 1 million views monthly. So this is very good. Means it's a sustainable niche for the moment. And this is like $4,000 a month, I think, probably. So we get that done. So right now, I think it's more of like most viewed beat is not really a pass for the moment. Monthly views are a pass. And then you want to look at the latest views. If a channel is still getting views consistently and those views are good, this is also another green flag. So let's take a look at that. 6 days ago at 32K views, this is very good. 2 weeks ago, 126K, this is also very good. So you see, you just kind of start analyzing the most recent beats and the amount of views they're getting. This case is not looking bad, so definitely a good channel. This is not a bad channel. Basically, bro, this is the process. You repeat it with every channel you open until you find one that you think respects all of the criteria, and it's a niche that you think you can sustain. If you want to make sure it's a niche that you can actually do, you can listen to these beats, but most probably like Playboy Max. I'm not saying it's the same to Lil Tony, which is the one I started from, but they're still using samples most of the cases. They're still in the underground niche. It's new genres. So, I mean, you can probably, if you're good at one, you can probably also get good at the other one. I started off, I now make splurge type beats. I started off by being very, a lot into Annalie Choppa freestyle beats. I really love those kind of beats. Then I found out splurge. It was slightly different, but I was like, bro, I like this sound. And it's something that I can do it and I'm already good at doing. So boom, right here, it worked. It was a good niche. Again, by doing this process that I showed you, I was good at making the beats. So if we return to what we literally said at the beginning, I respected all of like the criteria that I was talking about in this video. But again, you can repeat this process for literally every channel that's out there. So here a splurge type beat popped up. This might be a little different from the Lil Tony niche, but we can still take a look at this channel just for the sake of this video. So he's uploading every day. This channel is consistent, first green pass. He's still getting very consistent views, so that's also very good. Let's look at the most popular beat. 500,000 views in 3 months. This is very, very, very good. Let's look at the monthly views. 580,000 views monthly. This is, I mean, okay, it's still good. You can make a living of this. So again, this could be a niche that we could go for. We had this other channel open. Okay, this guy's getting less views than what we like, and he's not really consistent with the uploads. So when I said at the beginning, you gotta take a general look at the channel. You also wanna do this. If it's not really consistent, it's not probably the best thing to look at. Most popular beat only got 5K, and he's just starting out, so we can definitely close this channel. And boom, we repeat the process. This guy is still uploading every day. Views are not the best, but he's organic, so that's good. He had this beat right here going viral. He's also a new channel. Which, I mean, if it's a new channel, you shouldn't always like leave it alone as an option. It could still be good because sometimes it means that it's a niche that has potential. So if a producer is really just blowing up with it, you could also go for that. This strategy of like targeting new channels that are trending with new like keywords might be a hit or miss. So you might get very good results with it, or you might just have a channel that flops. Monthly views are not the best. It's just starting out. Most viewed beat got 18K in 8 days, which might be good, but for the sake of this video, I'm also gonna leave this channel alone. And bro, you can literally repeat this process for every channel. Now, I've did this enough times, so I think you kind of start to get the point. This is a very good channel right here. Look at that. Uploading every day. Most popular beat, 500,000 views in 3 months. That's actually a very recurring number. 1 million views monthly, so boom, right there. Everything passes our checks. And you can keep doing this forever. QSS, he's actually from our program, so shout out to QSS, and he's killing it. But yeah, bro, like this is the fundamental parts of doing the first method. Once you do this and you find a niche that you think can work for you, boom, right there you're done, and you pass to the other part of the strategy. This was for the first method. Now there's also a couple of other methods that I anticipated to you before. So let's go to the second one. Now for this one, you gotta use a little more brain cells, which might be tough for some of us, even for me. This is why I don't like doing it. No, I'm just playing, bro. It was the most goofy shit I ever said. But okay, basically, yeah, this process is kind of a little bit different, and we wanna go off YouTube for a little bit. What I recommend you to open is Instagram or TikTok, like literally whatever social media you got here on your phone. Let's actually start using them for some useful shit. So this method literally relies on knowing what is trendy right now, music wise, so in the industry. For example, I'm thinking about a couple of artists that recently popped up of Instagram, TikTok, or that started getting a lot of buzz recently. For example, Von Off was going crazy like a year ago, bro. He had remixes with, like, look at that, bro. 8 days ago, 1.3 million views. This dude is still trending. And in fact, if you look Von Off type beat on YouTube a year ago when he was popping up, Thailand made a beat ride the wave so well. Shout out to Thailand. You see Von Off type beat right there, and he kind of like established this Von Off way. You can still do that. You might not get results that he was doing back then, because obviously now he's established, so a lot of new producers are doing that. But you get the potential of anticipating what works in this way. Or for example, another artist that has recently popped off was 1900 Rugrat. So we can also take a look at him. You first maybe want to listen to some of his music, but he's still very viral. He had a remix with Koda Black. He's still getting a lot of views. So again, this is a very good artist. And in fact, let's look his type beats. Let's see what's going on here. Probably some producers already have taken advantage of this. We got Baby Boy Wild in here. Walk, he really ride the wave with this one. Shout out to Walk. So you can see producers are taking advantage of this, bro. This is not some bullshit ass advice that I'm telling you. Why? Because I did the same thing myself. I don't know. You probably know about Big X the Plug. He literally went mainstream like this year. So he was a huge artist, bro. It was a huge opportunity. I took advantage of that. So August of 2024, I started a Big X the Plug Thai beat channel, and look at the results. Let's look at that right quick. 7.62k subscribers in 46 videos, bro. That's insane results. And most popular beat got 1.5 million views, 600,000 views, 450k views, bro. So artist was trending. I took a look, kind of like I repeated the process that I showed you here. So analyzing the channels, I actually skipped to this part. I was very good at making these beats. I already like the sound. So everything like makes sense. Everything aligns. So this method is goaded for this reason, bro. If you do every step correctly, can guarantee you 100% is gonna work. That's the craziest part about it. But yeah, this is another method. So it's basically being active on social medias and knowing what's working. Kind of always keep an eye open on every artist that is popping up, and you start a channel from there. I can make you infinite amount of examples, bro, but I think you get the point. This is also a very good thing to do. Now, last step, which is more actually safe if you want to look at that in a type of way, and it's actually confirming your researches through some data analysis websites. The best one right now that is not fucked is Google Trends, and is what I still use. And basically, you want to use these softwares to make sure that your researches actually make sense. And with Google Trends, I suggest you to put United States, because we want to focus on the United States. That's the country that pays the highest for 1,000 views past 5 years, so we can have a broader look at everything that has worked. Can leave that empty, and obviously want to do YouTube search. With this, you can basically have the confirm of all of your research. So for example, before I was talking about Von Off. So Von Off, I don't even know how you spell that name, but we can look Von Off type beat here and look at the graphic. Boom. Upwards graphic. So what I said wasn't some bullshit. It's actually true. And you make sure that it's working from looking at cold numbers. You can also see where it is like more searched, but what we bro, I can't even talk. What we really care about is make sure that the graphic is still upwards and that there's still interest in this keyword. Or I can look up 1900 Rugrat type beat. Let's see if this is still relevant. Okay, this is way less searched. So it might be like a bad sign for it, but we can repeat this process for every literally artist. So I'm thinking about, I don't know, with search Plague Boy Max type beat. Oh, this is a very good graphic, bro. No surprise that producer I showed you at the beginning of the video is getting views. See how everything like literally returns. So if we look at only this graphic right here, right now it's one of the highest peaks it has ever been. Right there, bro. Look what just popped up. I refreshed the page. Lil Tony type beat 3 months ago, 150K views. This is a go-to beat. I could repeat the process, find other 10 niches, and start a successful channel in 10 minutes. This is the most goated part. Now, obviously, it's easier said than done, bro. Usually doing this alone can be really tough. Actually, bro, like if you're really tired of posting your beats and seeing no beat sales, no views, and no subscribers, I actually got a one-on-one program that can help you work one-on-one with me, and I can actually guide you personally. I personally look at your situation, your beats, and everything, and I guide you step by step on how to start a successful channel. And I keep working with you until your channel is monetized and you start getting results. If you're interested into that, you can check the link in the description and see how exactly it works. But yeah, bro, these are literally the most important steps. We went over everything. So again, just to recap all these steps, you first find out what you're good at. You start finding niche through the suggested videos method. Right here, you can click on this video and start doing the process. And you start analyzing the channels. This is for the method 1. We also have method 2, sorry, this one, where you know what artists are popping up and you create a channel from that. And these are actually go along very well together because you make sure that what you're doing actually makes sense with numbers. Let's see if Big Extra Plug still works, but it probably got still a good graphic from what I said before. We're here. Go to graphic. Actually, yeah, when I started the channel, it was kind of around November of 2024, so it was still a good graphic, bro. Telling you, like, this method, that's literally what I'm doing every day to get views and make an income of this. But yeah, bro, like, this is literally everything I had to say for today. Hopefully you really got some value and you actually took notes because, bro, again, this is probably the most in-depth video you're gonna see on this topic ever on YouTube. And I'm really trying to be straight up honest and authentic with y'all. So I really appreciate your time to watch this video and I really hope you the best for your career.